Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Taj. So I'm not done up or anything. I didn't just wake up, but I just haven't gotten ready yet. So I apologize for my appearance. Not really, because this is not really the video to be all like glammed up and stuff. I just wanted to record this because it's something that I've dealt with since I think I really started feeling my anxiety in maybe middle school, but to be safe, high school, when like real stuff starts happening. So I just wanted to make a video about dealing with anxiety, and not necessarily a video telling you how to deal with it. More so just explaining what it's like to have it. It's for people that have it to understand and relate. For people that don't have it to better understand what it's like. And I really just wanted to record this video because I'm pretty much at my wit's end with trying to figure out how to deal with it. I mean, I'm not really one for taking medications for everything, and I've tried a lot of different things and it's just not really helping. And I had a really bad panic attack this morning. It's about 12 o'clock now. I woke up at about 9:30 and I woke up into a panic attack. Where it came from, I'm not really sure. I kind of have an idea, but not really sure. So let me just quickly tell you what happened. I woke up early. Before I woke up that time, I woke up at 6 a.m. I was up since 6 a.m. Couldn't sleep. My brain would not shut off. So I ate like a bowl of cereal and a yogurt. And I went to sleep shortly after, I think, maybe like 7 o'clock. I went to sleep, and then that's when I woke up at 9:30 into a panic attack. And sometimes when I have panic attacks, it's because I haven't eaten in a while, but I had just eaten at 6 a.m. So there's no reason I should be that hungry to have a panic attack, because it doesn't happen every time. So I woke up really jittery. I was shaking really bad. My heart was beating really fast. And I felt lightheaded. And a couple people have suggested to me breathing slowly, like breathing exercises. So I was laying down in bed and I was trying that, and that wasn't working. So I was like, okay, Taj, you have to calm down. And I was trying to calm myself down. I stood up, and standing up was like not a good idea because I felt like I couldn't hold myself up. I was shaking so bad and my legs were shaking. So I felt like I couldn't hold myself up. So I'm like, in my head I'm thinking, alright, I'm going to go talk to my mom because I don't want to faint, because that's what it feels like. It felt like I was going to faint any minute. And I was like, no, I don't want to bother her with that, because like, what is she going to do? She doesn't know what to do. It's not something that I feel like I can go to the emergency room for, So I kind of paced around my room slowly for a little bit, like what to do. And then I drank some water, which helped a little bit, but not a lot, but it helped a little bit. And then I walked to my mom's room and I was telling her like, oh, I'm having a panic attack and this is like weird. And then I laid down in her room, kind of talked to her for a little bit, and then it subsided. So it went on for about 30 minutes, but it felt like forever because it was so weird and so out of place. I don't know where it came from. So it's just things like that. In those moments, I feel like I need to go to a doctor. Like, I need to take something to stop it, because it's so frustrating to deal with, especially when it comes out of nowhere. Like, I could be fine. It can be as small as, being in a mall, in a store where you're browsing, and maybe one rack of clothes there's like too many people in, or there's one woman in there but she's looking at the same section you kind of want to go and look at, so you just don't look at it at all. You take it away from yourself. You're not allowed to go over there, can't be in that area because she's over there. So for whatever reason, you just can't look at that section because she's already over there, and you can't wait around for her to be done, because then it's going to be weird to who? Nobody. But in your head it's going to be weird, so you can't you take that away from yourself, possibly seeing something you like over there. It could be as small as that to as big as, when you have a fallout with someone or an altercation with someone and you can't be anywhere that person is. You could your favorite place you can't go to, or your friend's party you can't go to because that person's going to be there, or anybody associated with that person is going to be there. So even if you do go, you're going to be under guard and under pressure because you have to act a certain way, you have to be a certain way, because you know that person has plagued your mind so bad that you can't even function anymore. You know, that's what it's like dealing with anxiety, and it's very frustrating because I want to be able to let things go, but I just hold on to them so severely, and I don't know where that stems from. I know it stems from somewhere. Something that happened to me makes me so detail oriented like that, but I don't know what it is, man. I can't pinpoint any tragic event that made me like that. I don't know. And I just tell people, like, whenever I meet people or when people ask me about my characteristics, I just say I'm sensitive because it's easier, because people have this, the problem is with sensitivity, people have a negative relation when they hear the word, when they hear someone that's sensitive. They feel like that's a bad thing. And I don't think sensitivity is bad. It makes you more aware of situations. But people have such an issue with people being in touch with their emotions. It's such a bad thing. And that's ridiculous, and that's hard for people like me to function in a world with people like that, because you never get your point across. It always comes off as you complaining, or, you know, oh, woe is me, and oh, I can't, what, like, I just don't like people feeling like they need to pity me. You don't need to pity me. It's nothing, you know, I'm not disabled. I'm communicating my thoughts, and really, you're disabled, because you seem to feel like the way your body reacts to things naturally is not a good thing, and you need to put on this facade of strength and being strong. That's ridiculous. And they are probably suffering more than I am, to be honest, because of the fact that they're out of touch with themselves in reality. But, you know, that's a whole nother video. And yeah, that's what it's like the highs and lows of having anxiety. And like, talking does help sometimes. Or another issue that I have is when, I think that's with anyone though, when something happens to me, and something bad that I might not want to bring up because my mind has been at rest for however long, or it's too fresh of a situation, and someone asks you about it. That is the worst thing ever. And it's not their fault, but it's so unfortunate when something happens to me and someone close to me is like, oh, we'll talk about it. Or they ask me the question at the most random moment, or when I've finally calmed down and everything's clear and I have like tunnel vision, and they ask me, so how's so-and-so? And you're just like, no, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to go back to that place. And it's not, there have been times where it's been a bad situation where I feel like people shouldn't ask me about it. Then there have been times where it wouldn't normally be a big deal to anyone else, but to me it's just like, why would you ask me that? And I just want to rip their head off. Like, why would you ask me that? I don't want to talk about that. I don't. And it's so frustrating that I can't just talk about it. I can't say, you know, what's going on. And even if I could, 6 more people are going to ask me about it. And that's another problem that I have. It's not like you can just, you know, answer that one person. Someone else has to come along and ask you about it. It's like, oh my God, how many times do I have to talk about this? I don't want to talk about it anymore, because the more I talk about it, the more I think about it. And I already can't really escape my thoughts that well. So, you know, that's probably really frustrating other people. And that's why I've learned to keep a lot of things to myself. And I know that's not a good thing, and that's not something I would advise. But for me, keeping some things to myself is just so much better, because I can battle with myself all day long, but I just can't battle with other people about my business. I can't. I shouldn't have to. So some things I just keep inside. I don't tell everything, because I don't want it coming back to me, and you know, essentially I just don't want it getting out. So that's another thing that, you know, does help in that aspect of other people knowing your business, just keeping it to yourself so that you don't get those questions. Well, what's going on with this person? Well, why did that happen? Well, what happened when you went here? You know, that kind of thing. You can avoid that by just not mentioning it. Don't say anything. Don't even talk about it, you know? So, yeah. So, another thing dealing with anxiety, it's like, I remember I was at work and not to say too much, but I had a weird situation happen with a coworker before, a long time before, and things didn't work out with whatever we had planned to work out. It didn't work out, and those kind of things reside with me. It's not something that I just don't care about when I fall out with a person or when we have a misunderstanding. Those are things that have never just been something I can just be like, oh, well, it happened, whatever. Even if it's not my fault, it always weighs on me. So that happened. We had a party for, I think, someone that was leaving the unit. And I was down there at the party at one point, and the person wasn't there. So it was fine. It wasn't on my mind at all. Literally, I walked down the stairs into the room. I just saw her head. She wasn't even looking at me or anything. I just saw her head. And when I tell you, like, a rush of panic flew over me, I felt like I had to get out of there quickly. So I turned back around so fast and went back upstairs. And it's sad because the situation wasn't even that serious, and I doubt she was thinking about it. But I am anxious, and I was thinking about it, and I had to remove myself because I was so uncomfortable. And it's nothing like being uncomfortable. It's nothing like it. Like, I felt like I needed to remove myself or I was going to lose it. And I thought about it the rest of the shift. I worked an 8-hour shift. It was about, I had like at least 5 hours left in my shift. And the whole 5 hours I thought about it. Couldn't take my mind off of it. That's how frustrating it is to have anxiety. Anything can trigger it. I've had things that aren't even significant in my life trigger my anxiety. I could watch someone else's situation. One little thing can happen to me. A small miscommunication between me and someone else can trigger it. Nothing can trigger it that I can think of in the moment right now or whenever it happens. So it's just really frustrating to deal with. And I'm still struggling with what I'm supposed to do. I always joke and say, like, oh, I'm this close to like picking up a joint. I can't see myself smoking. I have vaped before, but I can't see myself like smoking like marijuana or anything like that, because it's not like I haven't tried it. It's just really not my thing. But and I also don't want to take prescription medications. Like, I think Adderall is one for anti-anxiety or something. But I can't see myself doing anything like that. But when I have those really bad panic attacks and flare-ups, it makes me want to, because I just want it to be over, and I just don't understand why I take things internally so bad, and everything freaks me out. Like, I don't even know if it's me being sensitive and my feelings get hurt really easily, or if I just overanalyze things, or if, you know, my awareness is just too much for me, for my body to handle. I don't know what it is, if it's like a chemical imbalance between my brain and the rest of my body communicating with each other. I have no idea what it is, but it's so hard to explain to people what I'm feeling. And I can't lie, it does help for me to be honest in situations, like when awkward situations happen. It does help me to say, like, this is awkward, I need you to stop doing whatever you're doing, or I have to remove myself because this is making me feel really uncomfortable. And it helps sometimes, not all the time, but I haven't found anything that legitimately allows things to subside. And I think that's not going to happen, because my body essentially goes in fight or flight mode, and that's not something that subsides quickly when your adrenaline gets up and you feel like really anxious and you're like, I can't, like, you know. And another thing, when you have, well, my anxiety, it's like having two people on my shoulder, that one's sad, like, you know how people have the good and the bad angel on their shoulders? One is sad and one is angry. There is no good person. One is sad or angry. So I have the sad one telling me it's my fault and it's something I could have done better. And I have the angry one telling me it's everyone else, they're stupid, it's something wrong with everyone else. And it's like a constant fight between the two. And I'm just like losing. It's a losing battle. I just don't know. I don't know. It's tough. it's really tough. I've tried breathing exercises. I've tried, watching. That's what I'm working on now, watching what I eat. Maybe it's something that I'm eating. I'm not drinking enough water. I've tried just trying to relax. Even I've considered drastically enough going to the point where I don't socialize, because a lot of my anxious situations come from social interactions. So I've even tried to doom myself into not being social, and I'm already not very social. I'm friendly, but if it makes sense, I'm friendly, but I'm not social. So it's hard, like, when you live in a world with 7 billion plus other people. Like, you can't not be social, unless I was a hermit or something. So I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out, and it's just frustrating because everybody walks around. It's like a new thing where people walk around and not care about anything, and I'm just like, no, I care about everything. And I feel like that's my problem. I care about everything, and it's hard to communicate that with other people because they don't understand. They don't want to understand. So I don't know, it's just something that I'm dealing with. Yeah. And it sucks that I can't be the type of person to do like everybody else. And I don't know, people usually drown their sorrows in alcohol, drugs, all types of stuff. And I don't want to drown my sorrows in that. I want to be able to cope. You know how when infants are crying and parents let them cry because they want them to be able to soothe themselves? That's how I feel. Like, I feel like I haven't been able to soothe myself. And it's frustrating because I don't want to lean on anything else or anyone else for that. I want to be able to check myself and be like, Taj, you're overreacting, relax. It's not that serious. But I don't know, something that I'm struggling with every day, and there's always something every day. But I don't know. So I know it was kind of a long video. Sorry about that, but it's just something that I could just go on and on about because I deal with it all the time. So I hope I didn't bore you guys. Let me know what else you want me to talk about, and if you haven't already, go watch the video of me cleaning my room, because if you have anxiety, those videos help for some reason. You have no idea how many times I've looked at people speed clean places, like their house or organize. Like, those videos on YouTube are so slept on. I love those videos of watching people like record themselves cleaning shit. Like, it's so weird, but it's so satisfying to me. It helps me like get rid of stuff on my mind for just those, however long the video is however long I'm fine, So yeah, go watch that video, and I hope I, provided some information for some, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.